Be strong, all you people of the land, declares the Lord. Work, for I am with you, declares the Lord Almighty. Haggai 2:4. What if I told you that the work you've been putting off because it feels too overwhelming, the project you've been avoiding because it seems too difficult, the goal you've been postponing because it appears too ambitious? What if God is standing right beside you this morning saying, be strong and work? Because I am with you. Think about the last time you started something important, but then lost momentum when it got harder than you expected. Maybe it was a business you wanted to start, a relationship you wanted to restore, a health goal you wanted to achieve, or a dream you wanted to pursue. At first, you were excited and motivated, but then reality hit. The work was harder than anticipated. Progress was slower than hoped for. Obstacles appeared that you hadn't planned for, and gradually your enthusiasm faded into discouragement. This is exactly what was happening to God's people when he spoke these words through the prophet Haggai. They had started rebuilding the temple after returning from exile, but the work had become difficult. Progress was slow, opposition had arisen, and they had basically given up. The foundation was laid, but the walls remained unfinished. The vision was clear, but the execution had stalled. Sound familiar? But notice what God doesn't say. He doesn't say, well, maybe this wasn't the right time. He doesn't say, perhaps you should wait for better circumstances. He doesn't say, maybe this project is too big for you. Instead, he says something that should light a fire in your spirit. Be strong and work, because I am with you. The phrase Lord Almighty literally means Lord of Hosts, the commander of heaven's armies, the God who has unlimited resources at his disposal, the one who never loses a battle. This isn't just any encouragement from any friend. This is a divine pep talk from the God who created the universe, telling you that whatever you've been called to do, whatever vision he's given you, whatever work he's placed in your hands, you don't have to complete it with your strength alone. Maybe this morning you're looking at unfinished projects, abandoned dreams, or stalled progress in areas that once excited you. Perhaps you've been paralyzed by the gap between where you are and where you want to be. You might be feeling like you don't have what it takes to finish what you started, overcome the obstacles you're facing, or push through the resistance that's slowing you down. But what you're about to discover in this prayer will reignite the fire in your spirit and give you the supernatural motivation to get back to work on what matters most. Father God, I come before you this morning acknowledging that I need your strength to work effectively and your presence to sustain my motivation. I confess that I've allowed discouragement to slow me down, obstacles to intimidate me, and delays to convince me that maybe I should give up on certain goals and dreams. But your word reminds me that I'm not working alone, not building alone, not pursuing my purposes with my limited strength alone. You are with me, and that changes everything. Lord, I thank you that when you call me to work, you don't send me out empty-handed or expect me to accomplish your purposes with my own resources. When you say, be strong and work, it's not a burden you're placing on my shoulders. It's an invitation to partner with you in something significant. You're not asking me to be strong in my own power. You're offering to be my strength as I engage in the work you've given me to do. God, I need your strength to return to projects I've abandoned because they became difficult. There are dreams I started pursuing that got postponed when life got complicated. Goals I was working toward that got sidelined when progress was slower than expected. Visions you gave me that got buried under discouragement and doubt. But I hear you saying, be strong and work, and I choose to believe that what seemed impossible with my strength alone becomes possible with your presence alongside me. I ask you to reignite my passion for the calling you've placed on my life, Father. Whether it's in my career, my ministry, my relationships, or my personal development, I know you've given me specific work to do that only I can accomplish. When I feel uninspired, Remind me that I'm not just working for a paycheck or personal achievement. I'm working alongside the Lord of hosts to accomplish purposes that matter for eternity. Lord, I pray for supernatural strength to tackle my financial responsibilities and goals. The work of budgeting, earning, saving, and stewarding resources can feel overwhelming when I look at everything that needs to be done. But you're reminding me that I don't have to figure out provision with my own wisdom or create abundance with my own effort alone. You are with me in every financial decision, every work project, every step towards stability and success. I need your presence to strengthen me in the work of building healthy relationships, God. Sometimes loving difficult people feels like too much work. Sometimes pursuing reconciliation seems impossible. Sometimes investing in my marriage, parenting my children, or serving my community requires more emotional energy than I think I possess. But you're saying, be strong and work, because relationship building is never a solo effort when you're involved. Mighty God, I ask for your strength to persevere in the work of maintaining my health and well-being. Whether it's exercising regularly, eating wisely, managing stress, or pursuing medical treatment, these daily disciplines can feel exhausting when I try to do them in my own willpower. But I'm not maintaining this body by myself. You're with me in every healthy choice, every step toward wellness, every decision that honors the temple you've given me. Father, I pray for your presence to empower me in the work of spiritual growth. Sometimes prayer feels like work, reading your word seems like a chore, and serving others requires effort I don't feel like giving. But you're reminding me that spiritual disciplines aren't burdens I carry alone. They're opportunities to work alongside you in developing intimacy and character that will transform my life and impact others. I need your strength for the work of overcoming bad habits and establishing good ones, Lord. Whether it's conquering addictions, breaking negative thought patterns, or developing positive routines, this kind of personal transformation requires consistent effort that can feel overwhelming. But you're saying, be strong and work, because you're with me in every moment of choice, every step of progress, every victory over old patterns. God, I ask for your presence to sustain me in the work of impacting my community and world. Sometimes the problem seems so big, and my ability to make a difference seems so small that I'm tempted to withdraw and focus only on my own life. But you're calling me to be strong and work, because you're with me in every act of service, every effort to bring hope, every attempt to make a positive difference in the lives of others. I pray for your strength to continue working when results are slower than expected, Lord. It's easy to get discouraged when I put in effort but don't see immediate progress, when I work hard but circumstances don't change as quickly as I'd hoped. But you're reminding me that I'm not working for quick results. I'm working with eternal perspective, alongside a God who sees the end from the beginning and knows exactly when every breakthrough will manifest. Father, I need your presence to give me courage to work on things that stretch me beyond my comfort zone. The goals that require me to grow, the opportunities that demand new skills, the challenges that push me beyond my current capabilities. All of these can feel intimidating when I focus on my limitations. But you're saying, be strong and work, because growth happens when I engage in meaningful work while relying on your unlimited resources. Father, I declare that I will not let discouragement, delay, or difficulty cause me to abandon the work you've called me to do. When progress is slow, I'll remember that you're with me for the long haul. When obstacles arise, I'll trust that you have strategies for overcoming them. When my own strength feels insufficient, I'll draw on your unlimited power that's available to me because you are with me. I choose to approach my work today with renewed enthusiasm because I'm not working alone. Whether I'm tackling household responsibilities, pursuing career goals, building relationships, or serving others, I carry the confidence that comes from knowing the Lord of hosts is my partner in every task. This transforms mundane work into meaningful collaboration with God Himself. Lord, help me to be an encouragement to others who have lost motivation for important work in their own lives. Let them see my renewed energy and ask what changed. Let them notice my persistence through difficulties and want to know where my strength comes from. Use my example of working with divine partnership to inspire others to return to abandoned dreams and stalled projects. I pray that you would multiply the effectiveness of my work because you're with me. Let my efforts produce results that exceed what I could accomplish through natural ability alone. Open doors that my qualifications alone couldn't open. Create opportunities that my networking alone couldn't arrange. Provide resources that my planning alone couldn't secure. Show others that supernatural things happen when people work in partnership with you. God, I commit to maintaining this perspective of divine partnership even when work becomes routine or challenging. I won't let familiarity make me forget that you're with me, or difficulty make me doubt your presence. I'll remember that every task I do with excellence, every goal I pursue with integrity, every project I complete with perseverance becomes a testimony of what's possible when people work alongside the Almighty. Thank you for not calling me to work that's beyond what you and I can accomplish together. Thank you for not giving me dreams that are too big for our partnership to achieve. Thank you for being the kind of God who works with His people rather than just expecting them to work for Him. Thank you for making yourself available as my strength, my wisdom, my motivation, and my constant companion in every endeavor. As I go into this day, I carry supernatural motivation to work because I'm not working alone. I have unlimited strength available because my partner is the Lord of hosts. I have guaranteed success in what matters most because the God who never fails is working alongside me. I will be strong, I will work, and I will succeed because you are with me. Nothing is impossible when God is my co-worker. Amen. You're not working alone. The Lord of hosts, the commander of heaven's armies, the God of unlimited resources, is your personal partner in every goal, every project, every dream He's called you to pursue. When He says, be strong and work, it's not just a command, it's an invitation to experience what becomes possible when human effort combines with divine power. If this prayer reignited your motivation to get back to work on what matters most, hit that like button and share this with someone who needs divine encouragement to pursue their calling. Subscribe for daily prayers that will strengthen your partnership with God. Comment "He is with me" below if you're ready to work with renewed strength because God is your partner. Remember, you don't have to accomplish your dreams with your strength alone. The Lord Almighty is with you, working alongside you, ensuring that what He's called you to do will absolutely be completed.